Hi guys!
Hi there.
We're back, just in case you thought we'd forgotten about you. After a week or two's absence, I'd like to say that we've been doing jigsaw puzzles, and we have, or playing with our new drum kit, and I have, but not very much. We're doing deliveries and all sorts. In fact, it's very busy being locked down, it turns out. Anyway, today we're cooking Kookoo sabzi for you. One reason is that it's really nice and very easy. Another reason is that it's Ramadan at the moment, and this is a lovely recipe for iftar, to break fast. It's a simple snack recipe. It's like a sort of
Persian comfort food.
Yeah, Persian omelette if you like, frittata. It's pretty amazing because it's got lots of unusual things in it. First of all, it's green. It's got so many herbs in it, it comes out bright green. Secondly, our recipe has barberries in it for sourness and walnuts for crunch, so it's got all sorts of things going on. And as I said, it's very simple, which is really what we're all about here. As usual, Mr S is going to do the cooking because he's so much better than I am, and I'll just stand in the background and witter away.
It's not true, but okay. An apology for the
Wittering.
No, for the cinematography.
Well, yes.
So anyway, these are the ingredients.
Okay, simple ingredients that are pretty easy to acquire. If you live in big city, you can buy them easily. If not, hopefully you're growing them at home. We've got parsley, we've got coriander, and we've got spring onions. That one's coriander.
Coriander, sorry. Parsley.
This one's parsley. The difference is, for anyone that doesn't know, parsley has these lovely leaves. They're more pointy and quite a simple, clean shape. Coriander has frilly bits. It's far more fussy herb, and the surface is kind of crinkly. The easy way to remember it is that coriander is a longer word, a more fussy word, and parsley is a simpler word. That's the way I remember it anyway. And then spring onions, one bunch or two as you wish. You can also use chives, but spring onions are more traditional. Because watching us chop isn't much fun, we've already chopped them for you. So we've got our bowls of herbs and spring onions. Then we've also got barberries. We've already washed these and drained them. You need to pick through barberries because they're actually full of barbs. They've got bits of stones in and so on. The best thing to do is to soak them for about 5 minutes and then squeeze the water out. And then you can fry them, cook them, or whatever you want to do. And don't eat them raw. They will, to be a bit crude about this, just go straight through you. They do need to be cooked in order for you to digest them. We're also going to use walnuts, which get into lots of Persian recipes and are very good for you. You could use pine nuts or anything else, or just leave the nuts out completely as you wish. In Iran, a lot of people cook a very simple Kookoo sabzi just with herbs, which I believe is what Mr S prefers. He's just nodding. He's nodding. Okay, off we go.
Also bicarb of soda, so it raise up, and seasoning, which is peppers and salt. Salt and pepper even. Okay, so I start whisking all the eggs, of course, the most important thing.
Well, we're going to make, it's quite a fat recipe. We're going to make 2 pans. Each pan gets about 10 eggs, so you need about another 8 eggs.
Yeah.
And we're going to fry off the ingredients. It doesn't need a lot of cooking. I'm just cooking in our usual base of hummus oil and vegetable oil mixed. Gives you all the goodness of, well, some of the goodness of olive oil without any of the badness of a nasty vegetable oil. Okay, so I'm going to fry the spring onions first. I'm going to let the spring onions fry a little bit, and then I'm going to add the herbs.
And these are the eggs, which we're going to whisk.
Yeah, I'll get some welly in that, there we go. Bicarb is one of the hidden good guys of the Persian kitchen, any kitchen really. Quite worryingly, you can use it to clean teapots and spoons and all sorts. You can also use it as a gargle. It's quite good for relieving constipation as well. Anyway, it gets into food because it makes things rise. It also makes things stick together, and it helps things cook more quickly. Things like broad beans, chickpeas, whatever, always benefit from a pinch of bicarb. That's my useless information for the day. You really need to get the air into this and mix the bicarb right through the recipe. Some people put flour in, but we're not, because it's quite an unnecessary little extra. Right, so back to the cooker. I'm going to add half the coriander and half the parsley into each pan. So, whereas in France an omelette with fine herbe is just literally an omelette with a sprinkle of parsley, As you can see, these boys are going to be bright green. I'm just going to stir that around, make sure all the particles are covered in oil and soften slightly. Really don't need much cooking. Okay, so to this, we're going to add...
It is worth to be mentioned that this is really your way of cooking this, and this is not traditional Iranian cooker sabzi.
That's his way of saying I'm a peasant, really.
No, I'm just saying.
To this, we're going to add some barberries and walnuts. I'm going to chop the walnuts very, very lightly, rather than Mr Shopkeeper is.
I'll do that.
Barberries should always be cooked before you eat them, as I mentioned earlier, but for a very minimal amount of time, because if you cook them too much, they burn. So they get thrown in at the very last minute. In times of old, it was believed that the shape of food was an indication as to its properties. Because walnuts look like all sorts of funny things, actually they look like spiders to me, but anyway, because walnuts look like the half of a brain, it was actually believed that it helps the brain, which in fact it does, because most nuts do. They're full of healthy oils. And in Pashto, I think the name for it is charmaz, which means four brains or four parts of the brain. The naughty Romans thought it was good for something else, but this is a family programme, so I'm not going into that. I'm very, very bad at tossing things, so we're not going to flip these over, we're just going to cook them gently on the bottom, and we're going to grill the top. So we're just heating up the grill, so it's nice and hot and ready for them. Yeah, we're
going to use a salamander to basically cook the top rather than flipping it.
That's a posh word for grill, guys. In each pan. Pine nuts and raisins are also a nice combination, so if you haven't got walnuts and barberries, just feel free to improvise. Quite a lot here, I'm not going to use all of them. If you wish to stop it burning. I'm going to put this one on a heat diffuser.
You need to mix that a bit more. Okay. So I'll mix it.
Put this one on a heat diffuser so that while the other one's under the grill it doesn't burn. I think that was a hostile takeover of my Kookoo, but it's probably good. Okay, there we go. If you haven't got one of these, sorry, this is a very battered one, but it is a working kitchen diffuser. They are wonderful. They only cost a couple of quid up Rye Lane. We usually have them online, I'm not sure if we do at the moment, but it's a very, very good way of cooking things slowly without burning them, especially things like Persian rice or tadik. If you don't have a grill, you can just turn it over by placing a plate over the top of the frying pan and then simply flipping it over and cooking the bottom.
Or you can cut it in quarters and then it will be easier to turn each quarter.
The reason we're making quite a lot today is not because we're super hungry and want a whole pan of this each, but because we are actually now doing deliveries. So if you are local and happen to be watching us, Persepolis to go is a thing. If you live within a mile radius, we can bring this food around for you right now. We're delivering between 6 and 9 every evening. You can order online or come and collect. And it's lots of fun. In fact, if we can, we might keep it going once we've been unlocked again. Here we are, guys, just to show you how pretty that is. Sort of got red, green and white going on, which of course the Persian national colours. It's like a jewelled omelette.
Coming up nicely.
Shall we swap them over?
Yeah.
There we go.
So this is your sofa. I don't know if you can be seen with that too much light.
There we are.
There you go.
Golden brown. So let's just let that cook through. The idea is to make sure, obviously, that it's cooked through without any soggy egg in the middle, but at the same time you want it just cooked. It's not like a Spanish tortilla, which is really quite firm. It should be soft. In Iran, these are eaten in sandwiches, baguettes, and, well, I just eat it out of the pan, but as I said earlier, I'm a peasant. We've also inadvertently discovered that it's very, very nice with garlic sauce and mayonnaise and things like this. This is totally not traditional, it just happens to be very, very nice. I think we can cut some out just to show the viewers.
Sure. There you go.
That just slid out of the pan. little bit eggy in places, but I think you can see how very pretty that is inside. What a lovely green colour. So I'm going to let it cool a little bit, and then that looks like lunch already.
There you go. This one is also almost ready. So I think that will be it.
Okay, we'll see you next time, guys. We'll try not to leave it so long next time. If you are fasting, we are doing deliveries slightly later, so we can bring food round just after 8:30. So if you want any of this, then you know it is available. Ramadan Mubarak and happy cooking, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.